series of what I was talking about with Dragon Ball Z, with the fact that the weather has gone up to 36 since I mean rose up since then. And I just have to say, I mean, after all the damn rambling I've been on about, and I'm sorry I've been on and on and about this, but I'm just making a good story here because it's true. And I'm including the fact of what, as well because I make it more true and realer than anybody else out there, believe it or not. Because a lot of people who make this stuff up or say their theories never include the fact that, I mean, well, there's people that have done it, but not everybody. Um, just don't even include that. Oh well, you know, it's still based on what they write out and all that. Well, it's true. Yeah, it is based on what they write out. I mean, basically, in the end, basically, whatever, despite what you and I may think, whatever our ideas could be, what even if we drew it up ourselves or not, ultimately it's up to them to make what they want to make. You know. And I have to say that a lot of it was been a good, brilliant idea. You know, I mean, I've liked Dragon Ball Super ever since I first watched it, and yes, it was in Japanese, but you know, I have to say, ultimately, I enjoyed it more in Dragon Ball dub, but I still enjoyed it. And when it first came out, you know, it was like they had like so little clips of it, and as they were showing it as it came out before they decided to release the English dub version of it, which is fine. And by the way, I've had to go to the restroom like 2-3 times now. So, since I was, and that's why they got stopped. But anyway, so putting Dragon Ball Super, my theories to a close here. And it would be great to see them actually come up with a ultimate version of Trunks. That is, if they focus on him for the future, mind you, instead of Goku, because it's also possible they may just take a turn around and like a plot twist and say, let's stop, you know, and fast forward and skip over his to the point that now Goku takes over and he's back in control of what the future may lead to and all this crap, and it's up to him because he's going to be the ultimate guy that goes above and beyond good and evil with this new form. And whatever form it is, it's not going to do with anything to do with Ultra Instinct bullshit or God bullshit. Although the God bullshit, it was because of the way that they did things mainly. I mean, I can accept God Key and all this crap, but how they were doing it with God, like, stuff didn't really hardly measure up to what it could have been or should have been, ultimately. But whatever. Let's move on. So, you know, I would love to see future Trunks actually pull up a timeline where he's going to be this soul protector and he's got so strong that nothing can beat him. Nothing. He's so powerful that he can still train if he wants to, but there's like no need to train anymore because he's too damn tough. He can still sleep and still beat ass, you know, kick ass. Be like, you know, you think you're all that, but you ain't nothing. Here, take a blast, and you're done. As much as strong as these villains are, I mean, you'd be like such a... Because what Trunks being the way he is, and the storyline being as short as it is, there's no point in putting any time into something that could be challenging and to the point that it would focus on him being something that could be... that wants to improve himself since he doesn't need to do it anymore. You know, once he's gotten to that point. And they could do the same thing with Goku, and I think that's what they're going to do ultimately. That's what I think, personally. where he doesn't have to improve himself, but he can still train if he wants to. It's just like Trunks. But I mean, literally, I know I keep going back and forth about this, but with Trunks' storyline, storytelling thing, it never lasts as long enough. So what's the point? I mean, even as strong as Samasu was, as bad as a threat as he was, it didn't last long enough. Unlike the rest of the series, with what happened with Vegeta, Goku, and the rest of the villains that came into play, and even although I have to say though, technically speaking, even the main storyline with villains didn't last too very long either. At all. The tournament did not count. Sorry, but it doesn't, because they weren't technically bad guys. Except for Universe, I forget who it was. That was with Jiren. Jiren wasn't technically a bad guy either. He was just somebody who was a strong opponent that wasn't even anywhere more. He wasn't even a threat, really. He's more of a guy that stood by and said, okay, come at me. What you got? But yeah, he beat people ultimately. And in the end, he still wasn't exactly a bad guy. This is a tournament of power, or whatever you call it. And the thing of it is that with the tournament of power, which it's been named multiverse tournament as well. I don't know why they called it that, but anyway. With Frieza in tow being a general overall bad guy himself, and Frost, it didn't really matter. See, even Frost could have transformed to what Frieza did. That's how skeptical and scheming they both were. At any time, they had, unlike Goku, they have actually forms, transformation body forms, not hair forms, and make them more stronger. I'll break.